Do you, Looni, take this minion as your lawfully wedded wife? I do. Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for! I object! Cactus Minion! That man is a dirty cheater! Do you not remember the billions of coins I earned you? How dare you forget about me! No! No! It's not what you think! Hi, how you doing? I thought it would be funny if I pretended to be a SkyBlock YouTuber and talked about the only thing that always gets views. Minions. Yeah, let's fucking go! Hey guys, today I'll be talking about the best money-making minion setup and going extremely in-depth about nuanced mechanics of minions. Like, why did magma cubes fall out of Technoblade's minion setup when there's clearly a wall there? Why isn't this ghast flying away? Why are the slimes only spawning in the center? The most compact setups, the most expensive minions, the Tower of Slime. This one might get you banned, this one will definitely get you banned, and more. My name is Looni, and there's a reason for this. My psychotic thirst for knowledge has left me intrigued by the seemingly insignificant nuances and subtleties of the private island slave. And this hunger of mine was satisfied by a leader in the scientific study of minion mechanics, named Professor HeroDerk. I do not know why they're so entrapped in the mysteries of minion shenanigans, but I can assure you I'm very happy they are. This guy does his own research, his own studies, he has even developed his own minion calculator, something that I am very proud to talk about on their behalf. This video was meant to be an April Fool's joke, but that didn't happen. Instead, this project of mine turned into something much larger than I originally expected. Do you hate logging onto SkyBlock? Do you just want to log in once every 6 months and see that your minions have earned you way more than just 100 million coins? Are you currently using a setup like this? Well, I got news for you. They nerfed it. Yeah. Dun dun dun. Corrupt Soil got nerfed. Pack your bags. Wait a second. Does this fix inflation? Minions are so cool. This one minion upgrade accounted for 53% of coins entering the SkyBlock economy. But now you gotta think about it this way. Less coins enter the market means your coins have more value. Don't worry, friends. I got you. The new best options for passive coin generating setups ain't bad at all. Bah! Tier 12 Sheep Minion, oh my god! 9-second action time! More like, I'm gonna last 9 seconds. Hold on a minute. Everyone worth their salt already been using Sheep Minions. Ever since their Tier 12 upgrade, they've been the best minion to neglect for an entire year until you eventually return home with the milk. No. You see, I have to nail this topic down because for some reason, slime minions have always been more popular than sheep in this regard. I mean, technically, the slime setup did make 12 million coins a day, but that's only due to a janky mechanic. You only got the full 12 million coins a day if you stayed logged in on your island all day. The funny part is, Corrupt Soil has a chance to dupe its drops, and this only happens to a few minions, one of them being slime. All that matters is you needed to stay logged in on your island all day, otherwise your rates were cut by half down to just 6 million coins a day, versus sheep making 8 million coins. Here's the setup. Tier 12 Sheep Minion with a Mithril Infusion, Plasma Bucket, Enchanted Hopper of course, and Diamond Spreading! What? And wait a second, that's Corrupt Soil! I thought it got nerfed! Oh, you thought a nerf would be the end of Corrupt Soil? Corrupt Soil generates one set of sulfur and corrupt fragments per harvest. That's all it needs to do. And here's why. 10% chance for a diamond from every item generated by a minion, and this includes corrupt drops. All of a sudden, diamond spreading goes from 2 chances for diamonds per kill to 4 chances. This tech was completely useless for the longest time, but now that the situation is the way it is, diamond spreading, an extremely cheap minion upgrade, even outperforms Flycatcher, a nearly 30 million coin upgrade. The Corrupt Soil nerf reduced corrupt frags from 20 coins to 1, which caused everyone to freak out, but don't forget, sulfur is still worth 10 coins each. Corrupt Soil is by no means dead. Sheep Minion Tier 12 is where I personally think it's at, and it even has a super compact, easy to make setup. The next best option for yearly logins would be Revenant or Tarantula, 5 to 10 billion coin minion setups that will never pay back their crafting cost, not through Enchanted Hoppers at least. More about that later. With 31 Tier 12 Sheep Minions, you earn about 4.2 million coins a day. The setup is gonna cost you nearly 1 billion coins though, and this video ain't gonna help with Sheep's price either. I won't just say sheep and be on my way, no, that would be reckless. So, here's a secondary, slightly worse but cheaper option. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, it's still slime. The setup is the same as Sheep, and once again, Flycatcher gets worse results compared to diamond spreading, so that's fun. You'll be earning about 500,000 coins less a day than Sheep tier 12, but that's the price you pay when choosing the cheaper option. Wait a second. These setups only earn about 4 million coins a day? That's garbage! This was the admin's goal, to nerf the potential of minions generating raw coins, a potential long-term solution to fixing the constant rise of SkyBlock economic inflation. And all it took was changing one number. But, to those of you still watching, if you truly want to effectively earn coins from minions, your best option is the player market. Trading amongst other players is undoubtedly the strongest progression tool in SkyBlock. So powerful in fact that removing trading completely changes how the game is played. The Bazaar and Auction House were created to increase the accessibility of player trading at the cost of a small coin tax, and these two features are how you can make the most out of your minion's potential. Introducing Super Compactors. With the nerf of Corrupt Soil comes the exaggerated success of its rival. This minion upgrade does one thing: it takes resources and compacts them. This dramatically increases how long it takes before a minion's inventory is filled, if ever. Time Deal has been going on for years with their Diamond Minion, and they're not running out of space anytime soon. But that's not the point now, is it? The logic behind any Super Compactor setup is the same. Players need that resource. Which is a pretty stupid thing to say, like, duh, but you gotta understand why I'm saying this. There is not a single minion that will always be the best for a Super Compactor setup. I mean, there is a best, and it's Inferno Minion, which costs a small loan of $25 billion. Minions are more reliable when there's a reasonable explanation for why their resources would have heavy demand and low supply. Like Magma Cream and Blaze Rods being used for the Molten Powder craft. Enchanted items from farm animals are worth a little bit, probably because they're annoying to get any other way than minions. Investing in pork chops before the Year of the Pig event might be worth it, I don't know. The minions that generate these resources are gonna have some value, but they would have even more value if I didn't tell you about them. I can definitely tell you which minions suck with Super Compactors, and it's every single mining and crop minion. Huh, I wonder why? Probably has something to do with players being able to manually grind that resource with insane efficiency. Actually, melon minions are pretty decent. Hey chat, the best minion in the game is actually the Endstone Minion. I won't tell you how much it makes though, because that's my little secret. One annoying part about using Super Compactors is how often you'll have to collect from them. If you wait too long, your resources will automatically compact into their second enchanted form. And these can't be uncompacted, it's just not a thing. You lose a ton of coins from this, unless that final resource is actually used for something, like the Art of War being bought for 2 enchanted grilled pork, but even that just mitigates the damage. You would still be losing out on your minion's full potential. My masterpiece! Now, witness the power of the Soulflow Engine. This minion is now making 100 times more coins an hour. My mad science bewilders me. Dr. Tick, I knew you were up to no good. I won't let you scam the viewers. But I'm not lying. Then how about you show them these numbers? Soulflow engines make exactly the same amount of coins regardless of the minion you add them to, and its effectiveness is heavily dictated by the bizarre price of Soulflow. I only wanted to make my invention look better than it is, but you cannot deny its value. Ever since the Corrupt Soil nerf, the game has changed. Look, even a tier 1 Endstone Minion is making more coins than your prized Sheep Minions. The Soulflow engine is a minion upgrade that does two things. Generates an item called Soulflow, but it reduces the minion's output by 50%. Yes, an entire 50% of the resources generated by the minion are taxed in exchange for Soulflow. The speed of the minion and the amount of items lost doesn't actually matter. Instead, the upgrade generates Soulflow on a timer. Every minute and a half, you're guaranteed 1 raw Soulflow, which is why the minion you throw it on really doesn't matter. This should explain how tier 1 of the actual worst minion in the game can get decent results with this one upgrade alone. But this information is also misleading because it's using the bizarre price of raw Soulflow instead of its compacted form, Soulflow. No clue what this will look like in the future, but if things go down to 40,000, 30,000, then... And I waited till the end to say this, but Soulflow engines are a tiny bit expensive. Wait, I'm sorry! Let me make it up to you. As an apology, let me tell you about the two best money-making minion setups. Revenant and Inferno.
Man down, call it Amber Lamps.
Well, I mean, this is expected. It's not like the most consistently profitable minions are a secret after all. One of them has a dumb requirement that may or may not get you banned, and the other is just super expensive. But they both make 100 million coins every day or more, which is absolutely dumb. Welcome to Minecraft RPG News, the best news network dedicated to giving you the latest news late. Tonight's story, Looni has been caught spreading misinformation again. Neither of these minions are guaranteed to earn you 100 million coins a day. Reports have come stating that a full set of tier 11 Inferno Minions on March 14th made only 78 million coins a day. Coming as a surprise to absolutely nobody, if more people use the same minion, that minion loses value. Unless the minion earns its profit through the Enchanted Hopper. That took several months! Economy is not static, it is always changing, which is why Looni is adding this news bit into the script. That report about a max Inferno setup only making 78 million coins a day was from a particularly horrible time to sell. Reports only 3 days later would again showcase that Inferno Minions can in fact earn you on average 100 million or more coins a day. No one in their right mind should own 31 tier 11 Inferno Minions though, and the reality is profit will not stay this high forever. But profit is not the only reason players use this minion. A big reason to use Inferno is for that sweet, decadent SkyBlock XP. Indeed, these minions are the only way you'll be able to finish your chili pepper collection, earning you a total whopping 36 XP. So, profit isn't even part of the equation for some players. It's an investment for SkyBlock levels. That's all for tonight's news. There's more details to be said about the Inferno Minion, but Looni is saving that for later. And now it's time for the scheduled broadcast about the two most profitable minion setups in the game, starting with Revenant. God damn it! I took too long to post this video. I was gonna say the setup makes 100 million coins a day, but nope, not anymore. The Galatea update came out, and for some reason, this setup lost a ton of profit because of this. It's only making 50 million coins a day. Wait a second. That's not bad at all. And also, the setup price is not even expensive. It's only 2.5 billion coins, which is when you think, why aren't more players using this? And I'll tell you, there's two dumb reasons why players don't commonly use it already. Starting with Revenant's first problem, costs $20 of SkyBlock gems to unlock all co-op member slots, and then you have to fill your co-op island member list with alts, which means you're spending money again in order to get multiple Minecraft accounts. Already off to a sketchy pay-to-win start, but why would this earn you coins? This strategy doesn't use any scripts. Videos have talked about this strategy for a couple years now. You aren't automating the alt accounts or multi-boxing. The sketchiest part of the process is trading between the alt accounts. And it's only one specific item being passed down between the alts, a golden dragon. The golden dragon is a very important pet in SkyBlock. It provides the most bonus damage and most content and comes with a large amount of magic find, which is a stat that boosts your drop chance towards rare drops. This pet is ridiculous, and to top that off, it's one of the only pets in the game that starts off as an egg that hatches once the pet reaches level 100. And you buy that egg directly from a dragon for 500 million coins plus some small extra things. But you know what's dumber than that? The players. Oh, you thought you would only need one golden dragon? Ha, silly you. Why did you think there were 3 golden dragon eggs? Pets can only equip one pet item at a time, and there are 3 pet items I would like to use my golden dragon. Well, just equip a new pet item. Nope. That deletes the already equipped pet item, and you can't expect me to repeatedly buy the same pet items over and over. That's such a chore. Instead, I'll teach you a little life hack. It's called owning 3 golden dragons. 1 for every item because I am filthy rich, and this is the optimal way to play the game because, oh my god, of course, this is how it has to be. Or used to be. Hello, Looni from the future here. Yeah, the tribute update made it so endgame players don't need the Shelmet pet item anymore, which means you only need 2 golden dragons now. How much does one of these pets even go? Oh, Jesus Christ. Right, yeah, I forgot to mention that level 100 is not the golden dragon's level cap. That's just when it hatches out of its egg. The golden dragon still requires you to level it up 100 times, and each level takes the same ridiculous amount of XP. You could make a money method out of this. Wait a second. If you're not picking up what I'm putting down, we will be taking golden dragons and leveling them up. And we're gonna do that through Revenant Minions. Yeah, reminder, all that yapping was set up for a Revenant Minion money strategy. When minions generate resources, they are also generating skill XP that you can claim when collecting from the minion. And that is the reason this minion setup earns 100 million coins a day. It is now time to make money. Here I am at the gold mines. Don't forget me. I'm here too. Yeah, I'm here. The whole co-op's here?
I'm
Good.
Here too.
Now, this is when I would go claim for my minions, except I don't have Revenant Minions or Golden Dragons, but I can still demonstrate how this works. If I claim this slime minion, I'll get the combat XP, but nothing will happen to my alt slouch. That is, not until my alt enters the private island. This is fundamental to the strategy working, and you can maybe see where I'm going with this. I need you to pretend the rat is a golden dragon. I would equip the golden dragon pet, and I would also have an extra golden dragon in the XP share. Then, I log all the alts on and make sure they aren't on the private island. I would then go claim the minions and get the combat XP. After that, I go to my other account, I trade them the 2 pets, they equip the pets, go to the island, well bam, XP, and then I trade with the next alt and repeat the process until all 8 co-op members have earned their XP. Yeah, isn't it so awesomely disgusting? The funniest part is you could save tons of time by already having 2 golden dragons for every single co-op member. You can then just log them directly into the private island, and this crazy investment is technically way safer legally since it doesn't require using more than 1 account at a time. Pretty damn nasty. And here is the details. With Revenant out of the way, it's now time for what you've all been waiting for. Inferno. Let's go gambling!
Technically, it's not actually gambling since you know the exact rates and can average things out.
Shut up, loser! It's time to gamble! Inferno Minion is the most expensivest minion in the game. And expensivest isn't even the word. 1 tier 11 alone is going to damage you for 1 billion coins, and that is without upgrades. Inferno is a hilarious minion that absolutely feeds one of the Slayer bosses into being a profit machine, since it drops one of the main resources used in crafting Inferno Minions. The minion itself is very unique. It's extremely slow, but has custom fuels that speed it up by incredible amounts, alongside legendary fuel introducing a ton of rare drops used in important crafts. Inferno has a few things going on regarding speed upgrades. First, there's the custom fuels. The only one that matters is the 24-hour legendary hypergolic grade fuel, specifically the one made with gabagool, since that's how you will get your main moneymakers: chili peppers, Inferno Vertex, and crude gabagoo. Everyone likes to give their attention to Inferno Apex drops since they're really rare, but truthfully, they're only a small part of the total profit. And the same goes for Reaper peppers. Second, there's an Inferno Minion ability called Rising Celsius. Pretty much just means if you're going to use Inferno, you will guaranteed be using at least 10 of them. And third, obviously there's the usual minion speed upgrades: Flycatchers, Mithril Infusion, except, wait a second. The entire minion is 20 times faster from the fuel, meaning each of these are 20 times more effective? And the truth is, it's actually 21 times, not 20. There's some funny business going on. So, again, that fuel is literally the most important thing. Don't even bother with anything weaker than hypergolic grade. There are 2 ways that you can set up your Inferno Minion. The one that you'll see everyone do is the double Flycatcher setup, and then there's the safer option with 1 Flycatcher, 1 Super Compactor. I call it safer? Let me explain. Inferno Minion has its own custom problem, and that's the fact that it has too many unique drops. With 2 Flycatchers, you have 12 hours before the storage reaches a critical point where you can potentially lose rare items due to a full storage, meaning you have to empty at least twice a day to make sure nothing goes wrong. If you don't have that sort of time, the alternative setup with a Super Compactor does lose you potential profits, but in return you won't have the stress about collecting from the minion. Either way, you're making a ton of coins with both setups, and they both cost way too much. Inferno Minions individually carry their weight, there is no doubt about this. A set of 10 will both be profitable and a comparably affordable way of completing the chili pepper collection. But now comes an important question. what is the minimum tier for the Inferno Minions to be profitable? And currently, that answer is tier 3. Several months from now, it may be tier 4 or 5. Keep in mind that this is with legendary hypergolic fuel. Capsies and eye drops are another Inferno upgrade, but depending on their prices, they won't pay for themselves unless your minion is tier 6 or higher. As time goes by, these minimum tiers will continue to rise, but not by too much. Here's the strategy. You will start with 10 tier 1 Inferno Minions, and gradually, one at a time, you will increase them to at most tier 10. The rate of return on tier 11 is abysmal, and I don't assume that will change anytime soon. So for now, you can stop at tier 10, which is reasonable because that's when you unlock the perk that doubles the very rare Inferno Apex drops. The tier 1 Inferno Minions do not need fuel, they don't need nothing. They're doing their job simply by existing. Only bother fueling the profitable Inferno Minions. Once you've gotten to this point, you've reached the investment game of slowly throwing money into the setup whenever you have extra funds. Your other minions can be some Super Compactor setup since you'll be emptying minions every day or two already, but I'll leave that to you to figure out. Now, I've told you everything I know about money-making minion setups, but wait, this video is far from over. No, there's more to talk about than just money. If you've made it to this point of the video, perhaps you too are a minion enjoyer. And if you aren't, then you don't have a choice. Let me out! Oh, please, give me a moment to talk to you about the gospel of nuanced minion mechanics. Let's start with something you might be familiar with. The slime minion setup. Isn't it beautiful? It also works for magma cubes, by the way. My infatuation for minions started with this, so I thought it would be appropriate to start you from here as well. I take pride in this design. The total amount of blocks, how many minions it can hold, the open air design, the subtle mechanics used to make it work. But there's one thing that can ruin this design. In fact, a question has plagued me for the longest time. Why did the magma cubes in Technoblade's video phase through their cage walls?
They break free.
Well, I have the answer now. Chunk borders. This topic is a fun one. Minecraft renders its world in chunks. They are 16 by 16 areas connected to each other, and you can clearly see what they look like by toggling F3+G. Of course, ancient versions of Minecraft like 1.8.9 don't have this viewer. Instead, you will only be able to tell when a chunk changes based on these numbers. When a minion spawns a mob, it first checks for available blocks. If there's no space available, the minion cries about it. Most mobs only require one block to spawn, but there's some special cases. For example, slimes. Slimes come in a few different sizes, ranging from tiny to big. A developer realized that big slimes are in fact big, probably after they saw one spawn into a wall and thought, well, that shouldn't happen, and decided to give slimes, magma-cube spiders, and ghasts their own special block check. In order for the minion to spawn a slime, it now checks for a 3x3x3 amount of space. About this big. Slimes at least require a block to spawn on, but ghast? Nah, they can spawn in the air. They have their own funny thing going on, but one thing at a time, okay? Most other mob minions all work with this small, easy setup. It's pretty boring, but slime is different. The 3x3x3 spawning space needed for slime only fits within this spot here in the center, and the outer slabs help to guarantee this. Despite that, there's a small chance someone building this might end up with problems, and that is because of chunk borders. If we take a closer look at this build, you can clearly see where the chunk border lines up. This is the specific side where slimes manage to defy logic too, so something is obviously going wrong. The explanation is quite simple, really. In Pac-Man, when you take the left exit, you loop around to the right side, and vice versa. For some weird reason, this same logic is used for when a minion checks for available spawning spots. Here's an above view of the slime setup with the chunk border problem. If I go down here and place a block right here, the minion now only has this outside area as available spawning space. If I wanted to make the minion cry, I could place blocks right here, but no, that doesn't explain why this is happening. Now, what if I went all the way over to the other side of the chunk and placed blocks here? The minion cries. And that's because when the minion checks a block, it checks the surrounding blocks only from within that same chunk, looping around to the other side instead of checking blocks in the nearby chunk. Why? I don't know. It has ruined things since all the way back then, and honestly, it's pretty funny. In fact, what could we do if we treated it as a feature? Greetings. What you are witnessing right now is what we like to call the Tower of Slime. Here's what it looks like from the top. Please, what problem do you immediately see with this design?
Yeah, this is 2x2, so this definitely shouldn't work.
Correct. Slimes need at least this much space to spawn, but consider this. Place the slime minion right here, and the only possible spawning block is this one right here next to the glass. When the minion checks for a place to spawn, those glass walls are completely ignored because it instead checks for blocks on the opposite side of the chunk. Here and over here. Wrong. Hello, new problem just dropped. Check this out. If I place blocks here, the minion can't spawn. But wait! Why? And Pac-Man going in one direction has you come out on the other side. But the reality of our situation is more like, this side loops, but this side doesn't, and this side doesn't either. Here's an explanation. I don't know if it's the right one, but it's an explanation. Pay attention to these numbers here. These represent block positions within a chunk, and here's what I need you to remember. The 15 wraps back to 0, and 0 back to 15. When the minion searches for spawning space, instead of incorrectly checking 15 to 16, which doesn't exist, it checks 15 and wraps back to 0. The Pac-Man situation is still happening, but the problem lies with the minion checking 0. Instead of wrapping from 0 to 15, we can only assume it's trying to check -1, which doesn't exist, and we can only guess this because this corner over here isn't stopping the minion from spawning. All this yapping, holy moly, but there's a reason why this matters. We were able to discover the perfect building position with this new knowledge. When building, you want to find the corner that faces north and west. And right here, this will be the perfect corner for the minion tower. Because, check this, neither of these corners can ruin it. You can fit this into your island build with no problem. Ha, yeah, I like this a lot. But, it has one problem. It uses way too many blocks. This design is obviously just quirky for the sake of science. The other one is more practical. But what if I told you there's something better? Something terrifying. Have you ever thought to yourself, wow, why can't I just place all of my minions in a giant ball like this?
Batman, there's no laws against minions, Batman.
No, Joker. Joker, you can't. Introducing the heinous cup of slime. Horrifying. Look at them all squished in there. Some are hanging around underneath and on the side as well. We're really taking advantage of every last bit of space. The current maximum minions you can have is 31, and this design fits all of them. I love it. But guess what? In order to use this design, you need to be using an updated Minecraft version. 1.8.9 doesn't have baby armor stand hitboxes yet, which is a bug that eventually got fixed in version 1.11. So, when you stack minions like this, it's pretty much impossible to open the right minion due to overlapping armor stand hitboxes. It's a problem with the Tower of Slime as well. On newer versions, it's not an issue though. You can use this evil-ass design with no problems.
Big head wankers.
Ghast Minions are my new favorite, and they have a funny build design. Voila! Professor Herodirk made this design, and it's perfect. You don't need to be scared of chunk borders screwing up the build. It works properly with minion expanders, fits storage chest, you can easily empty the minions, and it looks good, like damn. Remember earlier when I mentioned Ghast also had a special spawning mechanic? Right, so they can spawn in the air, that's special. But what about its size? You see, the developer miscalculated something. They gave Ghast spawning the same 3x3x3 as slime, and a Ghast is obviously much larger than that. Using that logic, what would happen if a Ghast spawned with a block inside of it? It gets stun locked. And that, my friends, is why the Ghast are stuck there waiting for their demise. There's a row of glass panes right up here, placed perfectly to contain the Ghast in one easy line of blocks, instead of having giant containers. A very important part about Ghast Minion designs is they must fit minion storage chests. Ghast tiers only compact once, so it's pretty important. Beautiful. But you know what? I said Ghast Minions have a funny build design. Have I once mentioned this design being funny? Professor Herodirk, you can't. every other exploit similar to this has been removed from the game.
Nothing in the rules says it can't be done.
But it clearly does something that the rules are there to stop.
Are you going to let some rules scare you from making discoveries? Come with me, Dr. Tick. I want to show this to the world.
Minions only need to spawn and the killing is indirectly caused by Hero Dirk, so the rates are effectively doubled? Wait, he's holding a sword? Does looting work? The fireballs are being reflected because of the Blaze Belt's ability working on the private island. And he's able to just hamburger all of the minions together because why not? Unfortunately, the reflected fireballs get blocked most of the time, but every once in a while, one will sneak past and kill all the ghasts. Oh, by the way, this build uses chunk borders to spawn the ghast in a special way. The setup's not perfect, but damn is it funny. And I'm pretty sure it's an exploit. Guys, I am so glad I could make content for you for this long, but I'm gonna get banned after posting this video. I had so many plans too, like a Hypixel waifu tier list. Wow, look at this! The Ironmans are gonna love this one. You can easily collect chicken eggs by placing a chicken minion on top of a fence like this. And then, the chickens that are spawned fall directly through into the hopper trap. Never before seen tech. Since I'm gonna get banned, I might as well reveal all the deepest minion secrets. I have to do this fast, listen closely. Pumpkin and melon minions, when offline, have two actions, grow and harvest. This shouldn't happen because when your island is loaded, the crops will naturally grow, meaning the minion only harvests, which doubles the rates. Or is it more accurate to say offline calculation ruins your rates by half? You can speed them up even more with this farming crystal, but since it has a ridiculous small 8-block radius, it requires a specific design to speed up all the minions. Some people use melon minions for farming XP, but it doesn't really matter because garden visitors get a ton of farming XP. However, that's not to say the farming XP is bad. Of course, you have to AFK sitting on your island all day and night. Not worth it! You know what? I'm supposed to be in a rush, but I'm putting that on pause for right now. Way earlier in the video, the nerd got interrupted before he could talk about how some farming minions are actually good. If you simply claimed melon minions with a farming pet by yourself and leveled it up, how much more value would that add to your total profit? Theoretically, you could make around this much every day. The pet profit adds a decent chunk, but this total profit is cut by half if you aren't AFKing 24/7. I'm not a fan of the whole AFK on your island thing, if I'm being honest. You got this far into the video, so let me reward you with a secret of mine. This time, I'm being legit. Cactus Minion.
What? No, alright. I know that sounds bad.
Now, hear me out, okay? I know. If I had to choose one thing that easily explains why Cactus Minions are good, it would be this. It makes a shocking amount of farming XP. These profits are totaled up between both item drops and assumed value of the pet XP. When you take away pet profit, this is what you're left with. As you can see, Melon makes more. Damn! I'm taking too long. They're gonna be here any minute. Look, for these cactus profits, you don't need to AFK on your island. In fact, having your island loaded is bad for cactus profits, since they have a little problem. Cactus minions are a single-celled organism and are unable to recognize when a cactus is fully grown, so instead, they will harvest any cactus, including 1 and 2 block tall cacti. Fun fact, the cactus can sometimes grow beyond 3 blocks tall, but when that happens, the minion only harvests the first 3, and the extra are dropped on the floor and left to suffer until they despawn. The offline calculation assumes the cactus harvest is always 3 blocks tall, but online, the Cactus Minion could care less. Cactus is one of the few minions where being online actually ruins rather than improves your rates, and the other cases are primarily caused by improper designs or unexpected chunk border problems. This is my recommended cactus setup. The idea behind this is if being on my island is bad, then I will just opt for the easiest damn setup I could possibly make. The fun part is the farm crystal, which gives a bonus 10% minion speed to farming minions, is what it says, but it doesn't actually work for sheep minions or any other farm animal, only crop farming minions. Anyway, the farm crystal's range is annoyingly small. It has an effective 8 radius, which is the perfect number to require specific designs to make sure all the minions get the bonus speed. The cactus design here fits inside the radius extremely easily, and that's exactly the point. There's a good reason I decided to make this. This is the cactus design that I personally will be using. This big design fits every cactus minion inside its radius, giving them as much space to grow cactus as possible. I don't recommend anyone uses this, bro, which is why I won't show you how to make it. If you're not a famous player like me, then you're better off with this little thing. Especially since the minions are so much easier to reach, like holy crap. The other design is such a damn mess. The Cactus Minions with this setup will have atrocious overlap while the island is loaded, so just lock your island and leave. When you return, the minions will have perfect results, almost as if there's no problems at all. Which brings us back to profits. Why the hell am I putting so much effort into Cactus Minions when it's only this much profit? This minion money-making method utilizes a few things I've talked about throughout this video, so I'm going to give you one moment to realize just why this setup would be so great. Do you see it? And this calculation isn't even using hyper catalysts. For those of you paying attention, here are the details. Part of me didn't even want to share this, since inevitably showing this off means it'll lose some value. But this kind of stuff is why I make videos. Let's have fun while it lasts, shall we? This design is arguably one of the best, cheaper setups in SkyBlock, and there's so many benefits compared to other minions. My favorite being how long you can wait before storage capacity reaches max. I could leave for months and then come back to this minion still working at full capacity, which has its own benefits. There's another reason I recommend locking your island. Have you ever heard of the Derpy minion strategy? Derpy is a special mayor that comes around once every few months, and he has a funny perk. Turbo Minions! Woo! Woo! Yes, but you would think it's only double the output during the mayor, right? Except that's not how the offline calculation works. If you haven't been to your island for days, weeks, months, or even years, logging to your island during Derpy will double everything. Derpy also has another perk that boosts skill XP, which as a result also boosts pet XP, which would be amazing, but hear me out, I have another plan. If we have the ability to wait as long as we need for opportunities, then why not wait for the best opportunity of all? Mayor Diana has 2 perks important to us, bonus pet XP and sharing is caring. Pet XP share is a funny system. It's not actually sharing, but more like generating XP out of thin air, since no XP is actually taken away from the main pet. Normally, you can only add 1 pet to this menu, but Diana's perk opens up 2 more spots, and the perk increases share rate by 10%. Like, surely you can see how powerful this is. And all of a sudden, I was inspired. This video should have come out 2 months ago, but no, screw only talking about some theoretical greatness. This is an opportunity I've earned myself, so I thought it'd be fun to abuse it while the getting's good. This Cactus Minion setup was one hell of an investment. I had to sell literally everything, even my clothes. But it's a gamble worth taking, and it wasn't just expensive, it also took a lot of effort. Co-op shenanigans rely on alts to help level up pets, but there's ways to make them level up even more pets. Farming wisdom and taming skill levels. Getting more farming wisdom was the easy part. Booster cookies and god pots for every alt is very affordable, and I only need to use the cookies the day I claim the minions. Last is a blessed Cultivating 10 mythic farming tool, since it gives 16 farming wisdom. I mean, it's still expensive, that's 300 million coins right there. The taming skill. Every taming skill level up increases pet XP and makes pet XP sharing more effective. So it's incredibly important that I level this up. And I did this the laziest way I know how. Experiments give hella XP, and they give even more the higher your enchanting level gets. So it's just a matter of time. Which I have a lot of, apparently. And with all that time, an absolutely perfect opportunity arose. Derpy isn't coming. The setup is super expensive, and this right here is a big reason why. To prepare for Derpy, I got a stack of hyper catalysts for every minion, and these will last 16 days. The date is April 16th, 2025, 15 days before Derpy is mayor. "15 days of no SkyBlock. A good break. I never even took a chance at logging on just to guarantee the Derpy abuse would work. Would it work? I was extremely nervous. To make matters worse, during this experiment, Minions underwent a big backend update that ended up causing a bunch of bugs. I had already edited the majority of this video when this happened. What if they changed or fixed stuff? I couldn't even log in to test things out. But after 15 days, here's the first problem I could answer. Does the Derpy Minion exploit still work? It worked! Turns out all my stress was for nothing. The Minion backend update ruined nothing about this video, so that's pretty cool. And there's still more Minion stuff for me to show off too. But first, I need to wait for one last thing. Diana. I'm abusing every last thing I can for this setup. New problem. I'm broke! And I need to invest way more coins. This setup will allow me to level up a few double chests of pets, and I need to prepare those ahead of time. The biggest issue with this setup is it only takes one guy to break the farming pet economy for a while, which is why, I don't even know if I can recommend Cactus Minions after I post this video. Right now, you are witnessing this minion setup at its peak, and never again will it have the same potential. But for me to meet that potential, I need way more coins. The Rift updated, which means more money methods. Let's take a quick look at Rift prisms. Holy moly! 1 billion coins! Oh! That explains it! There's a new meta for earning motes. Mining glass! The developers realized players love mining so much that they put it in the Rift as well. And you can earn up to 500,000 motes an hour by crafting highlights and selling them for motes. It would take nearly 30 hours of mining glass to win myself a Rift Prism. Once again, would I put myself through a meaningless grind just for coins in a video game? Look at them! Aren't they beautiful?
Because I got the best moonshine around.
Give me my fucking Rift Prism! Money! Money! My money's gone, and I spent it all on a variety of different farming pets and pet items that will boost my profits. I've been using tasty cheese because I'm actually concerned about the quantity of pets I'd need if I only used hyper catalysts. But other than that, everything's prepared. Next time I see you will be when Diana shows up. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. I currently stand here with a net worth of 4 billion coins. Unfortunate, really. But behind me is my ticket to earning billions of coins. Thank you for getting this far into the video, and now please enjoy this with me. It's 1.3 million for one stack? Holy shit! Level 100s. Davey 49, farming 50. Gaster.
Hello?
What do you think?
Do you just have like 7 different Minecraft instances, right?
Yes. Oh, there's the 4th double chest. There you go. All of my alts got 40 million coins from getting level 50 in taming and farming. It's fucking stupid. Yeah. Now we're cooked. 1, 2, 3. God damn it. And there's still an entire bottom section. We've run out of pets. Fuck. And with that, that's all I got for Cactus Minions. But I don't leave just yet. I got more things to talk about, like this next huge setup that I've been showing you this entire video. Flower minions have this crazy setup. It uses water to automatically harvest the flowers, but SkyBlock doesn't let you use pistons or dispensers. Instead, a cobblestone minion is used to randomly dictate when water pours down, breaking the flowers and pushing them into the hoppers. The flower minions grow flowers that are both 1 and 2 blocks high, but screw that! We use glass to force them to spawn only 1 block high flowers, because these 2 flowers are the only ones that matter. Even with the glass blocks, the minion grows a collection of different flowers, which is when this item sorter comes in handy. And there's one last thing I must mention. One day when you log in, something might be wrong. Hypixel doesn't save water information perfectly, so this scuffed situation will happen from time to time. I was going on and on about gas setups, but the truth is you can literally set them up in a straight line like this. Ghast minions have perfect aim and can kill ghast from literally anywhere. You can silence them with this item, the ghast won't attack you as long as you have an intimidation accessory, and even if they did, fireballs do not destroy blocks or leave any fire for some reason. Allow ghasts to add to your private island's aesthetic by letting them roam free. Other than money, minions are good for completing collections, namely redstone and farm animals in the very early game, then later on annoying collections like ghast tears, vampires, or getting 1 million magma cream. If you have no clue what to do with your minions, you can default to passive money making with either sheep or slime. And I'm going to talk about corrupt soil one last time. There are more minions that benefit from corrupt soil duplicating its drops than just slime. This includes Magma Cube, Skeleton, Voidling, Revenant, and Tarantula. Professor Herodurk has researched corrupt soil plenty, and you can read his research over at his Discord server. And he has put tons of effort into designing a minion calculator that includes every special minion situation that he's researched and verified. The calculator is still a work in progress though, so everyone, all together now! You can do it, Professor Herodurk! And lastly, to end things off, all of the minion setup designs I talk about in this video can be found in my private island. I was just supposed to pretend to be a SkyBlock YouTuber, not get myself banned. I gotta run now. I'll see you down in the comments. Thanks for watching.